First at 4, breaking news from Governor Whitmer. She's urging more of you to get tested for COVID-19. What she's doing to make that happen. Paula.
Karen, the doors of commerce have creaked open. I'm in downtown Rochester. We'll show you what the first day looks like and what it doesn't. Ben.
Paul, it's like the holiday weekend is still going. More unseasonable warmth, more humidity. But next weekend won't resemble this at all. We'll look at it and the stormy transition between right now, first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, the Michigan economy is getting another boost today, but very slowly and very cautiously. Retailers are getting back into business, but with strict limitations on how they operate. And 2 big shopping malls are ready to open their doors. Car dealers are jump-starting their showrooms to connect with customers by appointment only. All of us are being asked to do a balancing act. Do business if you need to, or stay home through June 12th to better fight the virus. Let's bring in Paula Tutman. She is live from downtown Rochester, where people are shopping. What's the scene on the streets these days, Paula?
Well, Karen, first of all, just take a look. This is what downtown Rochester looks like. Now, indeed, it is late afternoon. Some people may still be at work or at home, but I can tell you that this is how it's looked pretty much most of the day. We've all heard if you build it, they will come. The question is, if you open it, will they come back? As the doors of downtown Rochester creak open, the sidewalks are almost empty. A few groups of people here and there.
Shopping experience is obviously fantastic today.
We've all been working from home, so we've been able to kind of see each other for the first time. So it was kind of fun to say, hey, let's go down and do this real quick.
I'll shop if they tell me to shop with a hood on and a mask on and gloves on. I will still shop.
At the Busy Buzz Artisans Market, Pam Walther has gone through great lengths to keep her customers safe. Floor markings, reminders to keep your distance, and what she hasn't done in her own signage, her local artists have done in their products.
When they're making their product, they're going to tailor it to what's going on in the world today. They've got, the cute little cards, about quarantine sucking, and it's got little succulent plants, or the we want to be six feet closer, and it's a little measuring tape. We got the face mask. We just want everyone to wear a face mask. We have our little bell here at the door so that they can ring the bell in order to get their appointment, because it is in-store shopping by appointment.
There's a strict adherence to the occupancy of 10 people or less, even though her space is cavernous and could hold more.
We actually had 3 ladies come in already, and they kept their, they were in their own group.
Customers are also getting used to this way of shopping.
I'm excited about everything reopening, and I'm excited about everyone respecting rules no matter how they feel about them.
Retail therapy is good for the soul,
And from behind her mask, where all you can see are the eyes, you can see very clearly that Pam desperately wants this creak in the door of commerce to work so that it can be opened wider, and she and her artists can survive.
I think that if we all just really be careful and do what we're supposed to do, that we can keep each other safe.
Okay, so downtown Rochester has about 200 businesses if you include the restaurants. So far, those restaurants doing curbside service, their business is down. They're only doing about 20 or 30% of business, Karen. They simply can't survive that way. They obviously need this to work, as everyone does, and that is by keeping people safe. Stay with us, because at 5 o'clock, a very interesting story. We get into the nitty-gritty of what it's like for these small mom and pops to do what it takes to keep their customers and get them in safely.
Paul, I do have a quick question. It appeared that everyone was following the rules and the protocols with the masks and keeping the distance. Did you see any issues or hear of any problems? I think she lost
Yes,
her.
I can tell you that. There are, no, you didn't lose me. I'm sorry, I had to walk away because someone walked by me without a mask. I do have a mask, and they walked by me without a mask, and that's your answer. Yes, some people are wearing masks, some people are not.
Q, right on time for the live shot. All right, we appreciate it, Paula. And we are also tracking other developments in this crisis. More retailers are getting ready to reopen. The Great Lakes Crossing Outlets and 12 Oaks Mall will open their doors Thursday with limitations and reduced hours. Starting Friday, doctors, dentists, and veterinarians can open for non-essential procedures. Now, let's check On the new cases, the state reports 223 more people have tested positive in the past 24 hours. It's a little higher than yesterday, but might reflect some late additions from the weekend. We've also lost 26 more people, with the death toll now at more than 5,200. Okay, let's talk about the latest from Governor Gretchen Whitmer. You may have seen her 3 p.m. briefing right here on Local 4 today. She is pushing to expand testing for all of us. Local 4's Kimberly Gill joins us from the newsroom with the new testing options. Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. The governor has signed a new executive order that expands COVID-19 testing sites. She says more testing is the key to gaining and keeping control of the spread of the virus.
We need to keep working to expand testing and require people who test positive to isolate from others so we can prevent that community spread. It's crucial that people who are at risk of catching this virus get tested.
Today's executive order allowed anyone who leaves home for work or has symptoms of COVID-19 to get tested. You do not need a doctor's order in advance. If you want to get tested, you can call the number on your screen. It's 888-535-6136. Or you can look online for the closest testing site. We've posted links to this information on our website. Just go to clickondetroit.com. And as the rate of new cases slows, the governor's team says we can't let our guard down, especially as we try to reopen more of the state.
We're seeing cases and deaths decline. But no matter what part of the state that you live in, COVID-19 is still a threat. Please do not let down your guard and remain vigilant.
If we all keep doing our part, we're hoping that we can continue to announce additional timelines for shifting more regions of the state into phase 4 soon.
Governor Whitmer was also asked about reports that her husband tried to get the family boat into the water before Memorial Day, even though she had urged people not to rush up north. Our Hank Winchester has been digging into that story all day, and we'll have the governor's explanation, what she says her husband did. So Karen, will have that story coming up on the news at 5, and we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
The New York Stock Exchange, a symbol of American business today. Well, the trading floor is open again for the first time in 2 months. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo rang the bell. You may remember the floor is usually packed with traders. That is all different, as there are limits on how many people can be in the building, and there are strict social distancing protocols in place. Meantime, we've got some great financial news to share with you. Take a look at the Dow Jones on this Tuesday afternoon. Closed up 529 points. Stocks had really been surging most of the day. It seems hopes for an economic recovery are overshadowing concerns about the virus today. Ready or not, summer seems to have arrived. It's hot out there and won't get much cooler tonight. Ben Bailey standing by with the first forecast. So what can we expect tonight, Ben?
Yeah, more of the same, Karen. Now that we've started our traditional beginning of summer, it looks like that's going to continue at least for the first couple days of this week. And as those numbers reflect outside, we're pushing 90 in a couple spots. West and north zone, you see 88 out there in Howell, 88 also in Sandusky and Port Huron, and 87 officially in Metro Airport. By the way, the record today is 92. So we'll be close, but doubt we're going to get there. Humidity still noticeable in those muggy levels, and that's going to continue at least through Thursday. That's going to be the transition day. Showers and thunderstorms late Thursday into Friday. We'll talk about how much rain we're expecting with that front and some big changes for the weekend. And we're not talking just a little cool down either. More on that coming up in just a few minutes. Karen?
Knew it wasn't going to last long. All right. Thank you, Ben. We do have some other news to share. Southfield police are investigating a deadly crash that killed a man accused of stalking someone. Police say a short chase ended at the intersection of 11 Mile and Greenfield when the driver ran a red light, crashed into another car, and then smashed into a pole. He died at the hospital. It all started when Berkeley police were called about a stalker and then followed a suspect. We do have a crew untangling all the different details on this case, and we'll have an update tonight at 5. 2 men accused in the shooting of a Monroe police officer were in court late this afternoon. Kobe Falls and Courtney McDonald face multiple charges, with McDonald charged with assault with intent to murder. The officer was shot Sunday near Dixie Highway and Turns Avenue. Police say Corporal Renee Peterson stopped the men in connection to a carjacking when McDonald shot her. Right now, she is in critical but stable. Both men are due back in court next week. Now let's take a look at some of the stories people are talking about on your Tuesday afternoon all across America. Over in Tulsa, Oklahoma, people are increasingly worried about 2 young children who have not been seen since last Friday, and their mother is not cooperating with investigators. Officers are stopping all cars leaving an apartment complex in Tulsa where the children were last seen with their mother. She does not have custody of the 3-year-old girl and the 2-year-old brother. The mother was last seen with the kids at a store. The children were spotted a few hours later outside her apartment. Police say the mother told them she doesn't even care where the children might be. Many of us saw this video from the Lake of Ozarks over the weekend. Well, now health officials are asking everyone in that video to self-quarantine. The video from a bar about 150 miles west of St. Louis went viral because of the lack of health precautions. Now the St. Louis Health Department wants any residents who were there to quarantine for 14 days or until they test negative for COVID-19. Employers are also being advised to screen workers who might have been at that party. Still ahead, first at 4, the high-cost COVID-19 scams are costing you. We are getting a look at how much money people are losing, plus the 3 steps that can stop the most common scams. Also ahead, America getting back into space travel. We'll talk about the historic countdown. But first, a Michigan couple finally gets what they came for, why they went to a coronavirus hotspot, and why they stayed for more than 2 months. Their story next.